Right now, we're learning from local businesses how the food you eat directly affects our moods.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is Super Bowl Sunday. It is February 7th. I'm Taylor Lazenby, and let's get straight to it with our alert days with Dana Fulton. Dana, it is cold out there.
It is, but you're dressed in yellow today. It's that bright sunshine, trying to keep things happy and alert and bringing a little bit of warmth because we could use every little bit.
Man.
Thank you. Thank you. We can really use it right now. We do have wind chill advisories in effect throughout southern Wisconsin this morning, stretching north and south. That goes until noon, but even after we get past that this afternoon, still very, very cold outside. Temperatures are currently well below zero. A 15-degree drop in Madison, 11 degrees below zero for Janesville, 19 degrees below zero, though, for Boscowell. So a very cold start. And wind chills even lower than that. We're at about 31 below for what it feels like outside in the Dells, 35 below in Monroe. So great morning to stay inside. If you have to let the dog out very quickly, make it pretty quick. Bring them back indoors because it is going to be very chilly for us on their little paws as we look ahead through the morning and again even later on today. We're starting to get to that little dangerously cold area as wind chills later on this morning. Once we get a little bit of sunshine, not quite as cold outside, but still expecting that to be well below zero. That's for the morning and for this afternoon. So we have alert day in the forecast for today. We've extended our alert days to go all the way through the work week and into next weekend. The cold stretch is going to continue on for us, Taylor, but we'll take a closer look at that full 10-day in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, there are fewer than 1,000 new coronavirus cases in Wisconsin. That's just over the past day. Now, DHS data shows an increase of only 934 new cases. That's the second fewest day in any day since about Christmas. 32 more people have died, while nearly 160,000 Wisconsinites have finished their second dose of vaccination. While the COVID-19 pandemic continues to rage across the U.S., we're feeling relief from other respiratory illnesses. So far this season, UW Health has treated one patient for influenza. By this time last year, that number was 971, and in 2019, it was 149. Doctors say it's important to recognize no two flu seasons are the same. But the CDC shows there's minimal activity of influenza throughout the country. Now, doctors say actions we take to protect ourselves from COVID-19 are also protecting us from other viruses.
Viruses travel with people, so all the measures that have been put in place to reduce COVID-19 are also helping influenza. And because it's less transmissible than COVID, the measures are pretty effective against it.
Doctors say the only downside to a mild flu season like this one is that it makes it difficult to predict which strand might be popular next year, and that affects our vaccine planning. Well, Saturday marks 1 year since the first known COVID-19 death in the U.S. Since that day, hundreds and thousands of lives have been lost, but coronavirus vaccines are given a new home. Melissa Rainey explains.
This is not a trivial issue. This virus has enormous capabilities of spreading like wildfire.
In the span of 1 year, the United States has gone from one confirmed COVID-19 death to more than 460,000. That's according to Johns Hopkins University. The deaths cover all 50 states and range in age from infants to the elderly. Los Angeles County has seen the most deaths from COVID-19.
Los Angeles County alone, we have 10 million estimated population. If Los Angeles is the epicenter for COVID-19, then my district is in fact ground zero when it comes to infections as well as deaths.
Some promising news. The latest numbers from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention show just over 39 million vaccine doses have been administered, with efforts moving forward at a 7-day average rate of about 1.3 million shots a day nationwide.
When a vaccine becomes available to you, get vaccinated. You will not only be protecting yourself, your family, but you will be making a major step in a positive way to protecting the community.
Getting vaccinated hasn't proved to be an easy task for some, but a new federal effort to speed up vaccinations will allow thousands of pharmacies like CVS and Walgreens to give the shot nationwide. That should begin in some states in the coming week. I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
Well, health experts are asking people to continue to avoid large gatherings, specifically those planning to watch Super Bowl parties later on today. And China's drug regulator has given approval to a new COVID vaccine called CoronaVac, but it's facing questions over its efficiency. Health officials say there's a lack or transparency around clinical trial data. Now, CoronaVac is the second vaccine to receive approval for mass production in China. And experts at UW Health are asking people to be vigilant when it comes to the vaccine. They say detecting misinformation about the shots can be a challenge. But as the lies spread either intentionally or unintentionally, they can undetermined effects to vaccinate the entire population.
And I hope the public understands that the reason why that was so quick is really because this is an emergency. There was a lot of cooperation between scientists, government leaders, different countries, and a lot of volunteers that stepped up to volunteer for these trials to be able to make this happen.
Now, experts say common myths about the vaccines is that it can alter a person's DNA. It contains a microchip for tracking, and it causes infertility in women. All of those are false. Now, doctors also say while some people can still test positive for COVID after getting a vaccine, the vaccine itself will not give you an infection. And for almost a year, restaurant workers have been praised as part of the essential workforce. And legal protections for essential workers to ensure a safe workplace in a pandemic exist, but enforcement often lags far behind. One person died in a COVID-19 outbreak at a Rock County restaurant back in November. Reports about people working while sick didn't result in citations or on-site visits from the health department. Whether at a local level or from agencies like OSHA advocates that legal experts say enforcement of COVID safety protocols is an ongoing problem.
Oftentimes employers feel emboldened because they know that OSHA isn't going to come and shut them down, and their local health departments aren't going to come in and shut them down.
What are the breakdowns that happen when workers say they have to choose between their jobs and their health? Well, we're going to explain that in a News 3 investigation that's tonight, airing after the Super Bowl. Well, President Biden visited the doctor's office Saturday afternoon. Biden's physician says it was a regularly scheduled X-ray. It comes just 10 weeks after the then president-elect fractured his foot playing with his dog, Major. The physician says Biden's symptoms have improved, and he is adhering to a physical therapy regimen. And Biden sat down this week with CBS News evening anchor Norah O'Donnell in her first television interview with the then sworn-in president. In the interview, Biden says he is open to compromise with Republicans who receive a $1,400 stimulus check.
You've said you're not compromising on the $1,400 checks. You made that promise. You're sticking to it. So the big question is who gets the check? Right. Is it someone who makes up to $50,000 or is it someone who makes up to $75,000?
I'm prepared to negotiate that, but here's the deal. Middle-class folks need help, but you don't need to get any help to someone making $300,000 or $250,000. So it's somewhere between an individual making up to $75,000 and phasing out and a couple making up to $150,000 and phasing out.
Well, you can catch all of Norah O'Donnell's exclusive interview with President Biden right here on CBS Tonight. That's airing just after the Super Bowl. And did you know that certain foods can change your moods? Well, we spoke with Willie Street Co-op on just how important this is during the winter months. Let's take a look.
Well, over here we have bananas, and bananas are just a real simple food in terms of trying to get a nice fruit into the mix. But what's great about them for this time of year and really helping you overcome sort of those midwinter blues is they have both glucose and starch to them. And so that glucose is going to give you a nice little energy boost with that natural sugar. But that starch is really important this time of year because it's going to help your system release energy to your brain on sort of a gradual level. And that's going to help prevent you from having those mood swings that are going to affect you. You're going to really have a nice balance of energy as you go throughout your day by including that starch and that fiber. And we kind of have the same thing going over here with the beans and the lentils too. They're both high in protein and high in fiber. And so once again, you're going to have that nice balanced release of energy there. But also, like the bananas, they're really high in B vitamins. And those B vitamins are really important for your brain to synthesize the chemicals it needs to stay healthy. So it's really great for boosting that production of brain chemistry such as serotonin and dopamine. And dopamine is that chemical which really makes you feel good. And we've got chocolate here, and that's really going to stimulate your pleasure centers in your brain, of course. It's a great product now that Valentine's Day is coming up. I think it's really tempting this time of year when you're kind of feeling down and kind of feeling worn out to really go too much towards those comfort foods. So, we really like the really high fat, really high sugar kinds of foods. And they're going to be great for really making you feel good quickly, but you're going to quickly lose that. So you've got that release of those sugars and those, other really energy dense, calorie dense foods that we really enjoy. But the problem is, then you're just going to swing back down again, and you're going to start feeling sluggish and worse. There's something special about all of these items, but they're all items you can find right here at the Willie Street Co-op. So these Equal Exchange chocolate, they're really nice chocolate that is a little better than what you'll just find anywhere. They are definitely available here. And we also carry these Equal Exchange teas. These bananas, what's great about them is they are fair trade bananas. So they, have the great flavor of a banana that you could get any other time. You also will know that they are supporting social justice when you buy them, because that money is used by organizations who are working to promote fair trade and fair prices for the farmers and producers. Use moderation, especially with the chocolate. The chocolate is a great mood booster as well as the caffeine, but you want to moderate that. And also, there are some great practices you can use to really disrupt your stress, such as there's a technique that I talked about in the article called grounding, which really helps you to get out of the sort of cycle in your brain, which is saying, oh, I'm stressed, and just creating more anxiety. So try to focus on that and be very conscious of what's going on in your brain, and then take that to what you're eating and think through what you're eating too. And a great way to do that is to, we are very impulse driven, especially when shopping sometimes. So if you eat a meal before you shop, that's going to help you stick to a list and a structure that you set out and make some healthier and better decisions as you go about your shopping.
Well, to find out more on Willie Street Co-op, you can log on to our website. That's at channel3000.com. The time right now is 7:12. When we come back, we see how sculptors are taking advantage of this icy weather. Plus, here's a live look outside this Sunday morning. Dana is tracking another set of alert days. That's coming up next.
For the pets you love, well, you gotta get down to Mouse Pet Food Warehouse, where your toddler goes to help so many pets in town. Mouse Pet Food Warehouse, we raise money for farm animals in need and our friends living in the zoo. We feed rescue dogs and shelter cats and police canines too. Mouse Pet Food Warehouse powers them all. And don't forget your free Mounds candy bar.
Managing type 2 diabetes? You're on it. You may think you're doing all you can to manage type 2 diabetes and heart disease, but could your medication do more to lower your heart risk? Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it could help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. And Jardiance lowers A1C.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it with Jardiance.
We're committed to making Jardiance available and affordable. With our savings card, eligible patients pay as little as $10.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 15 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game, so you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, get $1,500 customer cash on a new 2021 Highlander Hybrid. Visit Toyota.com to learn more. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
I like to move it. I like to move it.
Ready to move on from workouts like this? Now through February 11th, join Planet Fitness for no enrollment, $10 a month, no commitment. With all this variety, you can move it in our clean and spacious clubs. And use the crowd meter in our app for the best time to visit, so you can work out with plenty of room to move. America, your fitness is essential. Join for no enrollment, $10 a month, no commitment. Deal ends February 11th.
5 Madison area locations. Sign up for $10 a month. Stop in today.
At American Family Insurance, we've always protected more than what you drive. We've protected and supported the dreams that drive you. Right now, that means extending our 10% savings on auto premium for all current and new auto customers through March, so you can get a little closer to your dream. Whether your dream is discovering new roads and new limits, or supporting that dream. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Good morning. It is quite a chilly start to our day. We have wind chill advisories in effect until noon throughout southern Wisconsin, to the north and to the south, as we're sitting in quite a cold spot right now. The sun just started to come up. It's not really adding much warmth to us, though. A really nice sunrise over the last several minutes. A little bit of color starting to build in. We'll enjoy some sun today, but again, those temperatures still chilly. We're at 15 below right now in Madison, 17 below in Mineral Point, and 19 below in Boscobel. Our temperatures in the last 12 hours or 24 hours have really dropped for us quite a bit. A 12-degree drop in Madison. So if you went outside yesterday morning, you thought it was cold, please know that it is quite a bit colder outside right now. Wind chills for us again, also well below zero. 31 below for the Dells, 35 below in Black River Falls, so very, very cold outside. Our wind speeds have been staying generally in the single digits, which is some good news. If those were picking up, it'd be quite a different story with those wind chills even lower for us. We're going to keep those wind speeds fairly calm today. A little bit of sun this morning, some more clouds building in this afternoon. We are expecting our high temperatures to barely reach the low single digits. Overnight lows into Monday morning, yet again dropping well below zero, with those wind chills even lower. And then for Monday afternoon, we'll get some cloud coverage and also a small chance for some scattered flurries to build in later on in the day. Some folks might see a few snowflakes swirling around late in the day on Monday. Temperatures to start off the day Monday, again, well below zero. That continues for us into Tuesday morning. Early in the day on Tuesday, we'll be starting with temperatures well below zero. So the trend, we're just moving on through it. So we have alert days in the forecast, of course, for today, for tomorrow, for the rest of the work week, next weekend, and for the following Monday, as morning wind chills will stay below zero and daytime wind chills in the afternoon. When we try to hold on to a bit of sunshine and we see our temperatures at least in the single digits, the wind chills are still going to be below zero. Our 6 to 10 day outlook, very likely that our temps stay well below zero, even as we start to see a very small warm up for the start of next week. That's still quite a bit below average. Temperatures this afternoon in the low single digits for afternoon highs. We drop below zero again for those overnight lows. We're expecting that alert day trend to continue on. So again, a great week to try to stay bundled up. If you have to go outside at all, make sure you have plenty of layers on, any exposed skin covered, hat, gloves, snow boots. Be all bundled up like a little snowman. High temperatures, again, staying in the single digits generally into next weekend. Overnight lows below zero. We will have a bit of sunshine coming through. Unfortunately, it's not enough really to warm us up. Taylor's wearing lots of yellow, trying to stay nice and sunny for us this morning.
Trying to pep us up a bit.
Thank you for bringing the sunshine, because we need it. We need every little bit.
We do. But Dana, this is also a good time to remind people to bring those pets inside.
Absolutely. The whole if you're cold, they're cold reminder.
Yes.
I do know some pets like the snow. They like the cold, but we're in that dangerously cold territory. You just got to keep an eye on them. Know if your dog likes the cold or if it's too much for them right now.
There you go. Well, great advice. Thank you so much, Dana. Well, the sculptors in Lake Mills are taking advantage of today's icy weather by carving some ice sculptures along the city's main street. The Knickerbocker Ice Festival is a yearly event put on by the Lake Mills Main Street program to support downtown businesses. Participants from Lake Mills, Madison, or even Milwaukee sign up to take their creative liberties with blocks of ice for the town to put on display. Now, organizers say there are no rules when it comes to how the sculptures are created.
You can use all power, chainsaws, coloring, props, whatever, which is pretty unusual these days
So we're all out here not as a competition, but just kind of as a demonstration. All of us doing our own thing and having a lot of fun.
This year, the number of festival activities were canceled due to COVID, and more were postponed because of the chilly temperatures. The cold will, though, help these artists and allow their sculptures to stay on display well into the week without melting. Well, coming up next in our consumer news, how to get the perfect TV before the Super Bowl kickoff, and love could quite literally be in the air this Valentine's Day. We have the details just ahead on News 3 Now this Sunday morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
In the race for Greene County Judge, only one candidate has the experience to keep us safe, Jane Bucher. As an attorney, Jane Bucher is the only candidate with deep courtroom experience handling over 2,300 cases. Jane Bucher is the only candidate to help start a drug court, saving lives and reducing crime. And Jane Bucher is the only candidate endorsed by hundreds of community leaders, judges, and attorneys.
As your judge, I'm prepared to make tough decisions, treat people fairly, and keep Greene County safe and strong.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford, plus a $2,000 money-back guarantee. To see how much you could save, call 1-800-949-9757. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a $2,000 money-back guarantee. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-949-9757.
It's time for the Great American Sales Event at your local Ford store. To celebrate, we're offering $1,000 President's Day cash on top of other offers on Ford F-150. With deals on America's workhorse, now's a great time to buy. Hurry in or shop online before February 15th. For a limited time, get $1,000 President's Day cash on a 2020 Ford F-150 for $7,250 in total value. Celebrate during the Great American Sales Event going on now.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Pick and Save, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everyone. At this point, I might sound like a little bit like a broken record. It's cold outside. We have wind chill advisories in effect for this morning throughout southern Wisconsin. Some sun expected for today. High temperatures will be in the low single digits later this afternoon. Today's an alert day. Tomorrow, an alert day. The work week just filled with them that continues into the following week, as we're expecting our afternoon wind chills and overnight wind chills to stay well below zero. So we're in quite a very chilly trend. If you are bundled up and spending minimal time outside, you will make it through just fine. But just remember, it's going to take a lot of layers, I think, to get through this week, Taylor.
Well, Dana, I'm looking at that next Tuesday. That's where, you know, the clear patch, that one day of no red, that's where I'm headed to.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Mentally
Slowly
there.
But surely, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Well, if you're planning on watching the Super Bowl tonight, you need to make sure that you have the perfect picture and superb sound to go on your big screen TV. But if you don't, Consumer Reports can help you out. As experts explain, taking just a few minutes to tweak some settings can score big on your TV.
You can kick off game day with the best picture possible on your TV with these tips from the experts at Consumer Reports. First up, sack the obvious preset mode.
It may sound odd, but don't use the sports mode for watching sports.
It could artificially boost the color, contrast, and brightness too much.
CR says the presets that look best for sports include natural, cinema, and movie mode. If you want to take it a step further, adjust your TV settings individually before the game begins. To change the brightness or black level, CR says find a nighttime scene from a TV show or movie, then get to work tweaking it.
Basically, you're trying to turn up the brightness or black levels as high as you can, and that'll show you all the details in the image. But then you want to turn it down so that the black areas look as dark as they can while still preserving some of the detail.
Then there's contrast or white level, which will affect how bright the field will look come game day. To adjust it, CR says use an image with a lot of white.
Lower the contrast so you can see all the detail. Then raise it so that you can get the picture looking as bright as you can without losing those details.
Next, adjust the color temperature to make sure your team's jerseys are the right shade. Choose the warm or low setting so the white yard lines don't appear too blue. Then adjust the tint so the players' flesh tones look natural, usually somewhere in the middle of the range. And now that you have your picture looking its best, consider boosting your TV's sound quality with the help of a sound bar. A basic option is this one from Creative. It has good sound quality, and it comes with a wired subwoofer and Bluetooth. This is Marcy Whalen.
Consumer Reports also says if your TV screen optimizer list, then that provides the best settings for your TVs dating back to 2013. You can find a link to that list that's on our website. And love could quite literally be in the air this Valentine's Day. Alaska Airlines is out to reunite couples separated during the pandemic with its Booking for Love sweepstakes. The airline is giving away 100 free flights for those lockdown lovebirds. To enter, couples can share their stories on the airline's Booking for Love website. You have from till tonight until midnight Pacific time. And there's still a half hour of news ahead here on News 3 Now this Sunday morning. Coming up next, we're running through this morning's top stories. Plus, doctors explain why this flu season is unlike any other. We'll be right back.
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or get the Summit Firm for only $189.99. Plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale, only at Denver Mattress.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider. They do? Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals. Wow, really? Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
You ever think Pac-Man gets tired of eating these same little dots? I can get any 3 toppings on my large pizza for just $10. Pepperoni, sausage, bacon, the $10 tastemaker, only from Pizza Hut. I think I'm about to out-pizza the Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's the President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or get the Summit Firm for only $189.99. Plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale, only at Denver Mattress.
You make plans, what to wear, where to go, when to go, what to bring, and then the weather changes everything. Let News 3 Now First Warn Weather prepare you for what's coming first, fast, and accurately so you can plan your life. Get more local news now with Channel 3000 Plus, our free digital streaming service that brings you area news and info 24/7 from the News 3 Now team. Channel 3000 Plus. Download it today and watch from your streaming media player or mobile device. This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is Super Bowl Sunday, February 7th. I'm Taylor Lazenby, and let's get straight to it with our alert days. Dana is tracking all of them. Dana, it goes until next week, until what, Tuesday? The following week?
Yeah, we'll start to get a little bit of better weather. If you're hoping for a few more degrees outside, that'll be in by next Tuesday. It's, of course, Super Bowl Sunday. It is super chilly outside. We have wind chill advisories in effect right now throughout southern Wisconsin. That goes until noon, but even after we get through that block, it's still going to be quite cold outside later this afternoon. Temperatures are currently well below zero. We're at 15 below in Madison right now, 18 below from Mineral Point, Lone Rock, and the Dells. We're expecting these wind chills to stay well below zero throughout the day. Even though we do have a little bit of sunshine right now, it's really just not helping to warm up our temperatures much, nor what it feels like outside as we look at these wind chills at about 35 below in Monroe. So today is an alert day. Over the next several hours, wind chills will creep up just a little bit, but still, again, staying well below zero. These alert days, just a reminder, layers absolutely necessary for the rest of the day. And as we look ahead to the work week, we're getting to that point where things get a little dangerous outside if you're spending too much time outdoors and any exposed skin out there. So if you've got layers and you're keeping an eye on each other, I think we're going to make it through okay, Taylor, but it is quite chilly outside. So we'll take a closer look at that potential warm up next Tuesday.
All right. So basically, you're telling us do not wear shorts outside.
Not shorts weather. I'm
Not
sure
shorts.
there's somebody on State Street right now in shorts.
That. Yep.
Don't be that person.
Don't be that person. Well, thank you so much, Dana. Well, turning to our coronavirus headlines, DHS data shows an increase of fewer than 1,000 cases in Wisconsin over the past day. 934 more people have tested positive. That's well below the 7-day average of 1,100 new cases. 32 more people have died, while 32,000 vaccine doses were administered yesterday. Nearly 160,000 Wisconsinites have finished their second dose of vaccination series. And the U.S. health officials say the first person to die from complications of COVID-19 died 1 year ago on Saturday. While the pandemic continues to rage across the U.S., we're actually feeling relief from other respiratory illnesses. Our Gabriela Becerra explains why doctors think this flu season is unlike any other.
This one hardly feels like a flu season at all.
Unusually low. That's how the CDC and local doctors like Nasia Safdar are describing this flu season.
Typically, it starts around November, December, give or take a few weeks, and then continues well into February and March.
So far this season, UW Health has treated one patient for influenza. By this time last year, that number was 971. The CDC's map shows both the state and country have minimal flu activity.
Some seasons are better than others, but one where we have hardly any cases is I can't remember that happening in recent memory.
Really, historically, nearly unprecedented.
Both Safdar and Richard Keller, a UW-Madison professor of medical history, say there could be many contributors to this mild season, the most obvious being COVID-19 precautions.
Masking, hand hygiene, not engaging in large gatherings, all those things are helping curtail the transmission of influenza.
It's too hard to say if people will choose to throw a mask on during future respiratory infection seasons.
People do tend to think of flu as a fairly mild nuisance illness rather than the killer that it can certainly be.
But if there's one thing Safdar hopes people take away from the pandemic, it's recognizing that when you're sick, you should stay home.
You shouldn't be around other people. You shouldn't go to school. You shouldn't go to work. And, you know, that was always a recommendation, but it was variably enforced, and many people didn't necessarily follow it. And now it's being followed, and that, I think, should stay.
Well, for almost a year, restaurant workers have been praised as part of our essential workforce. Yet at the same time, they're still left vulnerable when left with unsafe work environments. One such worker, James Fisher, died after a COVID-19 outbreak at a Rock County restaurant back in November. Coworkers say he worked while he was sick was a pattern there. And while he was getting sick, James was no exception.
Why was Yoda's death allowed to happen? Nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to do anything until it's after the fact.
And this isn't an isolated story. Over and over nationwide, restaurant workers are forced to choose between their jobs and health when employees fail to strictly follow safety precautions. You can watch our News 3 investigation called Unprotected that airs tonight on News 3 right after the Super Bowl. And the teenager charged in last weekend's deadly shooting at a Grand Chute mall has been extradited to Wisconsin. Authorities say 17-year-old Desmond Ellis was arrested in Des Moines, Iowa on Thursday. He was booked into the Outgaming jail in Appleton shortly before midnight yesterday. Ellis is accused of killing a 19-year-old at Fox River Mall last Sunday after an argument over an ex-girlfriend. A second victim was treated for gunshot wounds. Ellis waived his right to an extradited hearing in Iowa on Friday. And OSHA is investigating a workplace accident that left a Janesville employee dead on Friday. Janesville police just released those details of the incident, saying it happened just before 4 o'clock at the business on Bearberry Drive. The employee was struck by a skid steer that was removing snow from the property and later died at the hospital. Well, coming up, we look at ways to tackle those cravings without all the calories, plus a food recall to keep in mind before snacking in front of your TVs for the big game. That's all coming up next on News 3 Now this Sunday morning.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, carefully knead dough. Step 2, artfully spread sauce. Step 3, add fresh mozzarella and assemble toppings. Step 4, realize we already did all that for you. So all you have to do is bake it. Right now, get the classic Italian with pepperoni, sausage, and mushrooms on our original crust for just $11. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
It's time for the Great American Sales Event at your local Ford store. Celebrate with FlexBuy. Get 0% APR for 66 months plus $1,000 President's Day cash on top of other offers on select SUVs. With deals on America's best-selling brand, now's a great time to buy. Hurry in or shop online before February 15th. Get FlexBuy on a 2020 Escape with 0% APR for 66 months. And with President's Day cash, get a total of $3,000 cash back. Celebrate now during the Great American Sales Event.
Nice sleep center, Bob. But what is a Bobopedic?
I could tell you, but I'd rather show you.
Oh, Bob's got a feel for your budget.
They deliver right to your door. With 30 years of sleep experience,
the best warranty, and so much more.
Bob's Bobopedic, from your head down to your feet, it feels like no mattress you felt before.
Wow!
Uh-oh.
Bob's Bobopedic.
We hear much about what divides us, our differences. But today, America is coming together, as it always has. People rising to the occasion. Among them, the healthcare alumni of Herzing University, over 12,000 strong and growing. This is your opportunity to join Herzing, to make a difference. Together, you can start now. Find out how at herzing.edu.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Good morning, everyone. It is quite cold outside. We have an alert day in the forecast for today as there are wind chill advisories in effect throughout our area for the morning. Alert day is expected for the work week. A few flurries possible on Monday. And wind chills overall staying well below zero for overnight lows and for afternoon highs. I do want to take just a quick peek at how the roads are doing this morning. Of course, not seeing a lot of traffic. Never get to see that early on Sunday mornings. However, there, of course, are potentially some slick spots to keep in mind early today. We will take a closer look at what's ahead with your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you so much. Everyone, remember to drive safe. Well, the Super Bowl is almost here, and if you like to snack before game time, it may draw your health goals off sides. Mandy Gather has ways to tackle those cravings without all the calories in today's Health Minute.
Whether you're cheering for the Chiefs or banking on the Bucks, we can all agree snacking during the Super Bowl isn't always super healthy, but you can score big if you swap out a few staples. Let's start with buffalo chicken dip.
Instead of making this with sour cream and fattening blue cheese dressing, try adding in some Greek yogurt to your buffalo chicken to give it that ooey gooey texture and taste.
Health and wellness expert Stephanie Mansour is also changing up another football favorite, spinach and artichoke dip.
I'm challenging you to replace this with spinach and hummus because you're going to cut down on calories, 25 calories for 1 tablespoon compared to 50 calories for spinach and artichoke dip.
Instead of dipping a chip, try some veggies.
Of course, you're going to save at least 200 calories a serving, but more importantly, you're going to be eating like an athlete. You can have an unlimited amount of veggies and not feel guilty.
Finally, if you need your nachos, try going vegetarian.
So top it off with some avocado, some fresh tomato salsa, some corn, add in some black beans or kidney beans for protein, and you're not going to miss all those extra calories, sometimes upwards of thousands of calories on regularly made nachos.
These legal substitutions can leave you feeling like a champion even after the big game. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, just before millions of Americans are planning to snack in front of their TVs for the big game on Sunday, the U.S. is issuing a major recall. Nearly 7,000 pounds of ready-to-eat dip and salad productions from an Illinois company called Food Evolution may not be safe to eat. The USDA's Food and Safety Inspection Service reported on Friday that 3 specific products lines were not properly inspected. So far, there have been no reported illnesses or adverse reactions because of those products. Well, coming up, homelessness advocates are worried about the brutal cold and those in need. And plus, we're taking a live look over the Capitol this morning. Dana is tracking our full forecast. That's coming up next on News 3 Now this Sunday morning. But first, a look who's 3 today. We want to say happy birthday to Jolie. Happy birthday.
Before you make plans, download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app.
Attention Stoughton area residents. If you're without health insurance or insufficient insurance keeps you from the health care and mental health services you need, the Neighborhood Free Health Clinic may be able to help. To learn more, visit neighborhoodfreehealthclinic.org or call today.
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
At U.S. Cellular, we're building a powerful 5G network that works without interruption in the places you wouldn't expect. And with every plan at U.S. Cellular, you get access to 5G at no additional charge. So no matter where you are, U.S. Cellular's network always keeps you connected in the places you need it most. At U.S. Cellular, all of our plans include 5G and get unlimited data for just $30 a month with 4 lines. U.S. Cellular.
Are your windows drafty, broken, or your energy bills on the rise? Champion is here to help. It's replacement window season, and we're celebrating with buy 2 windows, get 2 free. At Champion, we design new windows specific to your home's needs. Then they are built in our very own factory, installed by a team of professionals, and guaranteed for a lifetime by our best-in-class warranty. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Call now or download our free buyer's guide at getchampionwindows.com.
Announcing
introducing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. Nominate your favorites online for the Best of Madison in over 140 categories, including general heating and air conditioning, best heating and cooling, celebrating 75 years of serving the Madison community, and Hooper Corporation, Best Plumber, Madison's premier plumber for your home and business. Go to MadisonMagazine.com to nominate your favorites to be the very best of Madison. But hurry, nominations end February 28th.
Attention Stoughton area residents. If you're without health insurance or insufficient insurance keeps you from the health care and mental health services you need, the Neighborhood Free Health Clinic may be able to help. To learn more, visit neighborhoodfreehealthclinic.org or call today.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everyone. It is quite chilly outside. We do have wind chill advisories in effect throughout southern Wisconsin. If you haven't had the chance to step outdoors just yet, know that if you were cold yesterday morning, we're quite a bit colder outside right now. A little bit of sun starting to come up over our horizon line. This is a live look at Platteville with our Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam. We're currently at 15 below in Madison, 14 below in Monroe. Again, that 24-hour difference, a big drop for us. We're quite a bit colder outside. The wind chills, when we factor that in, it feels even colder than our actual temperatures. Right now, it feels like 18 below zero in Lone Rock and at the Dells. It feels like 34 below zero, though, in Monroe. So if you do have to head outside at all today, make sure you're all bundled up. Lots of layers be a good idea for us. Thankfully, wind speeds generally staying in the single digits coming in from the northwest. Now, we're expecting our temperatures later on today to reach a nice 2 degrees in Madison. Could see 3 for Janesville, so only a little bit above zero for this afternoon. A little bit of cloud coverage overnight, partly cloudy skies. We'll start off Monday with some sun and then mostly cloudy later in the afternoon with some scattered flurries possible later on in the day. A few snowflakes swirling around, but not expecting a lot of accumulation along with that. For Monday afternoon, high temperatures will be above zero. But those wind chills in the afternoon will still stay below zero. Temperatures early tomorrow yet again below zero. You notice the trend by now. And for Tuesday morning, will yet again drop quite a bit below zero. So alert days in the forecast for today through the work week into next weekend and for the following Monday, because for that entire stretch, our morning wind chills will be well below zero. Our overnight lows will be below zero, and our daytime wind chills will be below zero. So we're in quite a chilly run right now. And our 6 to 10 day outlook moves us all the way through Valentine's Day. Very likely that we will continue to stay below average, which means even at the end of the 10-day, when we start to see just a little bit of a warm up, we are still going to stay below average for the middle of February. Temperatures will warm up a little bit today with some sun into the low single digits for afternoon highs. Back over night, we'll be back below zero. And that's the trend, our nice little pattern continuing on for us. Some sun possible this week, as well as a few light flurry chances on Monday and some light snow possible on Thursday. Could see some minor accumulations with Thursday. Right now, it generally seems a pretty small event passing through. Sunshine for the end of the week into the following weekend, but the temperature trend, of course, still really our focus through the 10-day. Overnight lows by the end of the week back in this very cold lower teen spot, so a chilly kickoff to next Saturday and Sunday. But by the start of next week, Taylor, we might see the double digits. That'll be some good news to add on a few more degrees.
I like that. I like that. Look at you. Spreading some cheer.
Spreading some cheer. Trying to find that light at the end of the tunnel.
There you go. There you go. But Dana, we need our coats, we need our gloves, we need our hats.
Absolutely. This is the temperatures where we're starting to get close to being dangerously cold outside, especially if you're spending a lot of time outdoors. And it just makes such a difference if you have all of your skin just covered. Some good wool mittens and a hat, and it's really going to make a big difference for you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Well, a Connecticut man is making use of a recent massive snowstorm to recreate the inauguration meme of Senator Bernie Sanders. Dana, take a look at this. New Haven resident David Sepulveda is displaying this figure in front of his home. It features the Vermont senator in a coat and mittens just like the ones he wore at President Biden's inauguration.
I had to make snow forts, have snowball fights, that whole thing. So I've always loved working in snow and with snow.
Well, David has been making these snow creations for years. His displays include dragons, Buddhas, and President Snowbama. I got to see that one. That sounds cool. Well, in the middle of winter shines an especially harsh light on those who have comfortable shelter. In Chicago, homeless advocates are worried about the brutal cold on those in need. Mark Rivera shows us the dire situation some homeless are facing.
It's not a story I really want to share.
It feels like -2 degrees even in the sunshine. But in the shadow of the Kennedy Expressway, Carlos Rivera and a community experiencing homelessness are preparing for brutal cold we haven't felt in more than a year.
So they're telling us, like, get ready for it, but really how much, ready can I get in here?
A 55-year-old skilled laborer, Rivera became homeless during the pandemic and has been living here under the Kennedy for 7 months.
No, I'm here not by choice, by need.
That need for help, for warmth, for shelter is devastating as Chicago homeless try to gird themselves against the bitter cold.
Lots of blankets, bottom line. Lots of blankets. And just as you see me dressed, that's how I sleep.
You're going to get frostbite cases. You're going to get hypothermia. You could get dehydration. But I think ultimately we could see people dying if there aren't some real immediate solutions.
Burke Patton and the Night Ministry homeless advocates are giving cold weather supplies and doing well-being checks. But he says the shelter situation in the city is precarious.
As we look forward to cold weather coming up, we're just not certain yet what the shelter capacity will be at.
Other advocates stressing affordable, permanent housing is the answer.
When people on the street are offered permanent housing, they will take it, and that is the only way to keep people truly safe from the cold.
Until then, Carlos Rivera has a message for those listening.
Put yourself in my place. What would you need? I'm no different than you. I'm just in a different situation. But you being in my shoes, you'll be needing the same things I need.
Well, doctors say not getting enough sleep could lead to more depressive symptoms for older adults. That's according to a new study in the Journal of American Society, which also found that exercise and mindfulness could help relieve stress for adults as they become more frail. Well, make News 3 part of your weekly routine by downloading the Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and our weather conditions 24/7. But first, how one business is helping fill seats this Super Bowl Sunday. We'll have the details when we come back.
Thanks for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Do you make junk disappear?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
Now.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call the number on your screen and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month. So call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-451-3571 to receive your free Carefree Dental Card information kit.
Breathe it in.
Winter in Wisconsin means snow, blustering winds, and sub-zero temperatures. Will your insulation keep your home warm? Frank Construction can always help. We're your roofing and insulation pros. We'll find cracks at air pathways in your insulation that are letting in the icy cold and hindering your comfort. With our thermal imaging and cutting-edge insulation techniques, you'll be sure that your home will be warm and energy efficient for many years to come. Visit frankconstruction.com today and prepare your home for the long winter.
Did you know that 178 million Americans are missing at least one tooth?
It's true.
That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we only focus on tooth replacement solutions.
Whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can create a new smile just for you.
At a price that's affordable.
Because at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you to go ahead and smile.
It's that time of year again.
How can we help?
Could you haul this away for me?
Oh, it's gone.
There was stuff here. Amazing.
When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
A COVID outbreak at a Rock County restaurant kills a popular employee. Some say it's a tragedy that shouldn't have happened.
When people called and complained and said, hey, stuff ain't being done here properly, nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to do anything until it's after the fact.
Who's watching out for these vulnerable frontline workers? News 3 Now investigates restaurant industry COVID protocols and the breakdowns that can lead to disaster. Tonight after the Super Bowl on News 3 Now at 10.
Well, finally this morning on Super Bowl Sunday, only 25,000 fans will be in the stands of Raymond James Stadium. But that doesn't mean all of the other seats will be empty. Let's take a look.
We have the technology to print that sheet in 45 seconds at really high resolution.
And with this technology, Blue Media printed 30,000 plastic cardboard-like cutouts for Super Bowl 55. Faces from all walks of life and all over the country. Jared Smith is the CEO of Blue Media. For years, the company's been making graphics, signs, and all branding for big events and sports teams. When the pandemic hit, though, they shifted some of their production.
We produced over 100,000 masks. We built plexiglass dividers for casinos.
They've worked with the NFL before. In fact, this is their 7th Super Bowl. But this is the first time they were asked to print fan cutouts to fill the stadium. Only 25,000 real fans will be at the game Sunday, about a third of the stadium's capacity.
How do you space them? How do we make it look full? How do we help charity? How do you do all that? And really, the cutouts was the solution that tied all that together.
The NFL paid for about half of the cutouts that are part of a special section for healthcare workers, members of the military, social justice organizations. For $100, fans were able to get their own, upload a picture online with all proceeds going to charity.
To let fans get their face in the stadium and on TV that would have realistically never had another chance to get there, and proceeds going to charity while we're getting paid for it and get to work on the biggest game on the planet, we're really, really blessed and super humbled.
Blue Media Super Bowl branding work is also all over Tampa.
We have buildings wrapped, hotels wrapped. I believe we even have some light rails and some buses and some city bridges.
All of the cutouts have already been transported to Tampa and installed at Raymond James Stadium.
Well, the poet that wowed a national inauguration day is getting her own magazine cover. Amanda Gorman is being featured on Time Magazine's edition highlighting Black creators. The national youth poet gained worldwide fame for reciting her poem, The Hill We Climb, during the January 20th ceremony. Gorman also sits down with former First Lady Michelle Obama. The publication hits stands on Friday. And let's take a quick look of our weather going into Monday. Dana, what do we need to know?
We need to stay bundled up. That's definitely top priority for us right now. Today is an alert day. We do have wind chill advisories in effect for the entire area until noon. Even after those advisories expire, know that wind chills this afternoon will still stay well below zero. For the work week, high temperatures will be in the single digits. It will feel like we're below zero, though, even in the afternoon. Overnight temperatures will be dropping below zero, and wind chills even lower than that. Could see wind chills down to 30 or 40 below by the end of the week. So a very cold stretch for us as we look ahead to the end of this 10-day, the start of next week. We'll start to get just a little warmer. We might finally start to see those double digits creep back in, and temperatures jumping below zero or above zero for overnight lows. So
all right,
cold stretch, Taylor.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But just as a reminder, you can watch the Super Bowl right here on News 3 Now. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday.